Yo, what's good? This is Demo, the producer of the ChoppedByT podcast. Before we start this week's episode, I wanted to tell you that on April 9th, 2022, we're having our second live show. Because the first one went so well back in January, we want to bring y'all back. So head on over to ChoppedByTpodcast.com, click the shop tab, and you'll see masculine versus feminine, which is the theme of our live show. We want to see you there. So again, go to ChoppedByTpodcast.com, click the shop tab, and add a live show ticket to your cart. Or you can click the link in the description down below. Oh yeah, while you're in the shop tab, don't forget to shop our merch. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, trucker hats, and even socks for your feet. And now, enjoy this week's episode.
You can ask me how I am, though. I'm doing well.
How you doing?
Doing well, man. I feel great. Can you hear me? Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, pretty clear. All right.
How do I look? Come on.
Like $1 million bucks, man. You know that, though. You fucking narcissist. I'm just bullshitting. This is serious. All right.
I feel well, though, man. I feel good. I'm glad to be here. It feels great. It's always good to just sit down and have a opportunity to talk and say things and just give my opinion, I guess. Yeah.
So, we're just going to get around you out a little bit. A lot of people see you, but they don't see you.
Right.
If you know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and let them see Ontario rather than T. So,
okay. Talk to me.
Just to kick it off, I done known you for a little minute and, we done joked around and all that. We've been recording and whatnot, but let's get to the nitty gritty. Like, what's the motivation behind your newfound happiness and your purpose?
Well, this is the thing, right? I wasn't always happy in my life, right?
Right.
Like, everybody who knew me from back home and everything, they always say I look mean, I never talk. I was real distance. Right? I was never happy. I was happy, but I didn't find shit funny, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I never found shit funny. Like, I always felt ways about my life and the circumstances I was living in, because we all know with knowledge and understanding comes problems or becomes like insecurities and so on and so forth. And I just recently, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, found the funny in life. And I think that's been the single most important thing for me, because shit wasn't funny at first. I was happy, but nothing was funny. I didn't find shit funny. Like,
I think I know what you mean. It's like a level of peace almost, rather than
no, this is the thing. How can I laugh, right? How can I fucking laugh about this joke you just told, knowing that it's black people out here in my community suffering? That was my mindset as a kid, knowing that there's people out here fucked off. How can I be around here laughing knowing that my mama is living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with the bills? It's nothing funny. It's funny, yeah, but it's nothing funny about that. But just here recently, it's just like, those are things you can't control. And because of that, I had to find my own peace and have the ability to find the funny and shit. And that's why I tell jokes now. It's crazy though. I spent a lifetime, right? A full lifetime of being a mean motherfucker. Gorilla, right?
Uh-huh.
And just in these past 3 years, 4 years, I've been this funny joke telling motherfucker, and all of a sudden that's my identity now. Everybody completely forgot about the other guy.
Yeah. So do you find yourself kind of tuning out the larger picture even to this day? Because that's kind of what you was hitting at when you said, you were thinking about certain issues and you just could never see what's funny. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the thing is this, right? I don't tune it out. It's forever present. Because being who I am, I cannot forget about that. I cannot tune that out, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is, in life is, and as you get older, you find this how you have to lean into that. Because I can't continue to suffer in silence, even though I still suffer in silence from day to day. I do, that's the truth. But I can't continue to beat myself up and suffer in silence to a point to where it starts to affect me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I can't continue to suffer in that way. So it's forever present. I lean into it. I guess to answer your question, I'm more accepting of the things that I can't change. And I know that's something we hear all the time, but it's the truth. I'm more accepting of the things that I'm not able to change in my life up until this point.
And that kind of leads into my next question. I think the reason this world is tolerable because you have a whole new world that's, you know, directly from you. And that's your son. And would you say, you know, he's augmented your ability to, you know, see a different side of life and smile more and, you know, joke around?
I don't want to place that on him. I guess the short answer is yes, but I don't want to give that to him. I figured that out. Like I talked about that. I talk about it all the time. He the reason for my happiness. What was birthed from my depression is my child, my peace. What was birthed from my depression is my peace. I was depressed for a while, and I talked about this on the show, on the live show. And I was suicidal, of course, and all of those things. And I just, you know, I didn't want to be here anymore. I actually, I am who I am, and I believe in violence. So, you know, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do that shit. Like, it ain't no plan. Like, I'm talking like 40 here, you know, in my fucking mouth. I'm going to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, those are the thoughts that I had to myself. And what came from that is my child. But I don't want to give that to him anymore. I don't want to place that responsibility on a thing that's so small. He needs me. I don't need him. He needs me, right? I can't continue to say, I need him, I need him, I need him. I don't want to give him that responsibility. In the same way the woman that you're dealing with don't deserve to come home and have to deal with your anxiety and your depression and all of that. That's not their job. They didn't go to school for that. I'm not saying you're going to always be able to give that person the best side of you, but it's important to know that you have to use your resources that you have for that, and that's not your person at home responsibility to have to deal with that, and that's not my child's responsibility.
That's powerful right there. You know, I always hear this quote basically hinting at what you're saying. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Like when you're dealing with emotions or issues at home or whatever, you know, you don't bring it to the people you love. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I will say, well, you know, my next question is, since you've learned to smile and since you know, started operating your purpose and, you know, you've kind of adopted a new identity, what's your next, you know, challenge in life? What are you thinking about right now? What's your next thing to conquer?
You know what? The thing, it's not even the next thing to conquer. I'm always continuously conquering myself. Like I'm trying to figure out who I am and really learn who I am and what I am. And I know that's cliche as shit, but it's a lot of truth to that, and I can give context to what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out in this moment who I am and what I want to do. Now, I can say I found my purpose, right? But the way I am and the way I'm built, this could be my purpose today and some bullshit tomorrow, right? So, and I know that's somewhat toxic, but it is what it is. That's who I am.
It's not toxic. Not toxic at all.
Well, right? So, like, I know what I want to be, which is the success and all of that. But there are certain parts of me that I still need to figure out first. And I'm a futurist, right? So I'm looking into the future. And I'm saying, like, how do I solve the problems for Terrio in the future that hadn't came yet? The problems that I have yet to even like come across. How do I solve those problems? So I'm continuously stuck in a place where I am trying to find out who I am to prepare myself for the shit that may happen in the future. How do I solve that shit? How do I become that better person in the future? And that's where the problems lie. That's where you get the bullshit from. And that's what I mean. So I'm forever working on myself. I'm forever trying to figure out who I am and what I would like to be. Even though, you know, you have the material. Oh, I want this house. I want this car. I want this much money. I want to be the provider and all that. But my biggest challenge is just figuring out who I am, man.
So being able to find out what qualities you don't have for a battle that ain't even here yet, basically.
Exactly. Preparing. Staying prepared so you don't have to get prepared or however they say that.
Yeah. So in the moments, you know, when a battle presents itself, how do you adapt?
You know what? I've been spoiled. Because I got a blessing, right? I got a blessing from God. The gift of understanding is what I got. So I have yet to face a battle that I hadn't already thought about anyway, right? And that again goes back to what I said. That's the forever fear that I have. Things have came along that made me frustrated, but I already had the armor. I was already equipped for that. I already thought of that. I already seen that TV show. I already experienced that myself already. It's a rerun.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So it's like I already know what to do and the outcome and how to do it. Now, in times when I'm being T, I might want to say, fuck this. We finna go on, do what we do. I don't give no fuck about nothing. We finna, if you want this to be a toxic moment, it's finna be a toxic moment. I'm willing to accept all the things that come from this toxic or fucked up moment, right? But I've been spoiled, man. It ain't no battle that I done faced yet that I hadn't already been ready for. That's a fact.
So it's a matter of not necessarily adaptation, but implementation. Like, you know the battle coming. You just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a fact.
Okay. I like
I'm
it.
ready for it.
I like it. So I guess that leads to the next question. What does perseverance look like to you? What does it look like when you finally say, okay, the challenge is here, bring it?
See, when I see perseverance, I only like, okay, so I'm forever channeling the spirit of my ancestors, right? Forever channeling the spirits of my ancestors and the strength and the resiliency of them. So when I envision perseverance and what they would look like, I envision my people who, you know, worked out in fields to build this country and you know, create wealth in this country, and all the stories that we all know about slaves and all that. When I envision perseverance, I envision them sitting in that field, doing what they doing, knowing and understanding that I'm probably gonna die here. I'm probably gonna be here forever, but you know, I have God, I have my family, I have my body. They can't take my spirit. When I envision perseverance and what that looks like, that's what I envision. And I realize that, oh, this thing you going through right now, it is way more in control than what they had to go through, if that makes sense.
So it's kind of like, almost like you've accepted your mortality. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Okay.
I've accepted my mortality, but I'm also understanding that I'm immortal.
At the same time.
Yeah,
I like it. You kind of got this characteristic that I love about you personally, and I wish more people could adopt it, but you're not afraid to try. Where does that come from?
I think when I was in class, right, when I was a young boy and I used to be in class, when I was back in school, like young, before I got to the 6th grade, I had these big, thick glasses. Right? I still got them to this day. And I think my experience, it was a couple parts of this. The way I seen the world, because I was supposed to be blind. I was losing my vision. I was supposed to be blind. So the way I was forced to see the world in the moments was different than any other kid my age, right? And you add that into like literally the way I was forced to see the world was different than everybody else in a literal sense.
Yeah.
Figuratively as well, because of my circumstances in my home, right? So you take that and you take this and all these working parts and you put them together, right? And then you sprinkle, right? You sprinkle a little bit of like normal child insecurities on top of that anyway. And then you have a recipe for a couple things. It could be a recipe for disaster. I always tell people I was meant to be dangerous, for sure. I was meant to be dangerous. I was meant to be good. I was meant to be the greatest. All of that. You know, whatever I wanted to be, you have a recipe for all those possible things, right? So when I walk into a classroom, you know, my vision not that good. And I walk and I go, boom, I hit the desk and I trip over the desk. Right? I bump into the desk. Oh, kids over here, they laugh. They already got a reason to laugh at the guy with the thick glasses walking in the class with the big head and the fucked up haircut and the wop head, all that shit. They got a reason to laugh at him, right? Already. They got a reason to laugh at him already, just off his appearance and all of that shit, that recipe that I was telling you about, all the extra shit. I'm not the flies at all. I don't have the best clothes on, none of that shit. You know what I mean? So they already have every reason to laugh at it, but he tripped. He tripped, right? And he almost fall, but he catches himself like, oh, I'm good. Everybody laughing. It is what it is. And you look around and you like, all right, all right, you laughed at me, cool. And then you go sit down. And then you still had the courage. Well, actually, you still had the courage to sit down. You still have the courage to talk to those people and go through life with those people and deal with those people and deal with just life in general. All those circumstances, all those things going on that you're completely aware of, you already have the courage to deal with those things. And then you get out into life with all of that shit, with all that adversity and things that I didn't even mention, just the recipe, all the shit that's sprinkled in and mixed in. You got all of that, right? And then you get out in fucking life. You think I'm scared to go try to make some money off of a hobby or not a hobby, but something that I'm passionate about, something I love, you think I'm not scared? You think I'm scared to go try to make some money off of that? You think I'm scared to go try to start a business or to go get information? No, why would I be? I wasn't scared walking in that classroom. I wasn't scared throwing these motherfucking hands when I had to. I wasn't scared doing nothing. I wasn't scared getting violent. I wasn't scared hustling. I wasn't scared of jail. I wasn't scared of nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So why would I be scared now to go do some shit that's positive and that's great?
Right. It's kind of like you've already faced worse demons, so why not,
Yeah. It's light.
tackle something else?
Yeah, it's light.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. What do you think people perceive you as? Like when they immediately, get to, interact with you.
Man, it depends on the person. You know what I got? You know what I'm starting to think, and I just figured this out probably like a couple days ago. I think that when a person sees me, they see their own insecurities. I think when you see me in whatever capacity, whatever space you see me, you see your own insecurities. I've had men, grown ass men, come up to me and, for lack of a better words, I don't have the words for it, act like bitches. You know what I mean? Like, you act like a bitch about something that don't even concern me or nothing about, I love you. I'm here. You my friend. Like, why would you act like a bitch because, of some shit that you feeling right here in this moment or some shit that I may, I guess, have and you don't have. It creates these type of little environments that me and Roscoe talk about where I'm too afraid to even bring women around because who I am, they gunning for the woman. Or I'm too afraid to bring, I have niggas that I've literally like see me and they'll cry, or not see me and cry, but if I don't do things the way they want them in that moment, they'll cry. It's almost like you're not fucking me. And it's the same with women almost too. I'm not this. I don't know it all, but I'm gonna speak about the things that I know. I'm very fluent in a lot of things for sure. I'm proficient in a lot of things, but I don't know it all though. And I got a plan. And I'm going to pick up that pot. When we out of options, like Jay-Z said, when we out of options, I'm going to be the nigga picking up that pot. We're going to stir that bitch. We're going to do whatever. And I'm going to bust this down with every single one of y'all. And we're going to go and make moves. We're going to make plays. And if I'm a doer, I'm not finna sit around and wait. So, yeah, nah, fuck that.
I like it. So it's almost like people subconsciously compare themselves without you even speaking on it.
And the only thing I'm perfect at is being imperfect. That's the only fucking thing I'm perfect at. I'm perfectly imperfect. I fuck up all the time. Life has been my teacher. I didn't have no OGs like that. I had uncles and shit. Them niggas was too busy making mistakes themselves. And I listen to the game that they provide and that they give. It's substance. I love it. It feeds me. But when we talk about teaching something, I taught myself majority of everything. It was just that. And I taught myself, and of course you don't teach yourself. You have to go out and you have to experience things. And every time, fucking life, that motherfucker is 800 million and with me. Beat me up every fucking time. And I had to learn that on my own.
So it's almost like, what I'm hearing is your ability to accept your imperfection, your fallibility, kind of makes them, break down those barriers and realize how absurd they are to, I don't know, speak as if they have the answers already. You remind them that, I don't have to put on this facade. You know what I mean? And it's like they're seeing what they wish they could be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're seeing the courage they want to have with themselves, the individuality that they want to have with themselves. Mm-hmm. I like it. I guess I see where you're going with that. But I do want to speak about, a very powerful figure in your life. You always speak passionately about her, your mom. Tell me about it. What's up with that?
I wrote in my book To Be Human that my mother is, when I envision God and what God would look like, I see my mother. I wrote that in my book To Be Human. So that's a testament to how much she means to me, my mother. We talk about this. Hell, I won't cry today. I'm not gonna cry today. But I cried on the live show, and speaking about my mother, you know what I mean? And the fact that I don't have my friend anymore. My mother has Alzheimer's, and she's not the person that she used to be mentally. I had a person, right? who, I mean, it's people say, don't forget, you call your mom and call them, because when you don't have this, no, my mother is still living, but I don't have her in the way that I want to have her, right? That's one part of it, but we talking about a woman who taught me everything. The person that you see today, for financial literacy, she taught me. Credit, all these other shit she taught me. Just how to be a man, how to stand up for yourself, look in your face, be powerful, be strong. You know what I mean? All of that. She taught me through literally telling me and through examples, right? I don't have that anymore, and she not even dead. Like, think about that. Think about that shit for a second. Losing the person that you love, bro, and they not fucking dead. Think about that shit, bro. That's like, so when, that's what I say with niggas, right? Or with people. Excuse the fuck out of me, bro. I'm sorry. I am fucking sorry that I can't cater to your emotions and what you feel. Women too. I'm so sorry that I can't cater to the emotions and what you feel. I'm sorry I can't adhere to the things that you would like from me or be the person that you would like me to be. I'm suffering. Do you not see?
Yeah.
Do you not see I'm getting beat up every fucking day? My energy is gone. I don't have it no more. I'm fucked up, And excuse me that I can't be that person for you. It's ridiculous. It's done. I don't have the time to deal with any of that shit. And I leave any other woman or any other man in my life, bro, because it's like life too short. What this shit with my mama done for me has made me more selfish, because I seen all my life what my mama did for motherfuckers. I seen that shit. And, I don't want to bring my family too much into this shit, but I seen her be quick to, oh, you need. And there's no reciprocity in those regards nowadays when I'm seeing how people deal with my mother and all of that. It made me be more selfish and focus on myself. I got one life to live. I'm not going to live my life trying to, impress others and be around others anymore. That shit dead. I don't give a fuck. So that means if I don't, call you as often as I used to, Roscoe can attest to that. I'm the type of person that calls, gets on the phone, check on you, see how you doing, give you money. If I'm not that person for you anymore, and that's making you feel away, and you wondering why, then fuck you. Like, fuck you, for real. So to answer your question, to double back, what my mother means to me, everything, bro. She's my light, my source, my peace, And I know what I said earlier in regards to Maverick. Don't give people that much strength or that much. Don't have people that I couldn't help it though. I couldn't help it. It was me and her in the trenches. She couldn't drive, right? So she was having to get rides to take me to places and get groceries and do shit like that, right? Because she couldn't drive, and I can't help but to love that woman. She cried on my shoulder. I cried on hers. We hugged each other. We slept together. It was all of that. It was a relationship that I don't think most people have or ever will understand. It was deep. That was my partner. I got anxiety, real bad anxiety. Especially when I first got down here, to the point like my stress, all that, my hair fall out my head when I get stressed. And she understood that and knew that, right? And when I would be in big places, like Walmart and shit down here, when I would be in big Walmart, the mall, I would call my mama and just talk to her. She was like, you must be at Walmart. You must be at the mall. Why you always calling me? And I'm like, why I'm calling you. Like, I'm nervous as shit. Like, and I just want to talk to you right now. And you can talk me down and we can have a conversation on the phone. That was a lady I talked to 3-4 hours a day, literally. If I didn't call her 4 times a day, she calling my friends, new and all of them. Where Terrio at? What he doing? So, man, I can't even, everything. That's what my mama is. And that's cliche, and I wish I had a more powerful word to explain what she means to me, but everything.
That's perfect right there.
And now she being taken away from me.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I don't think it made you selfish, though. I just think when it comes to having a person like that in your life, you realize how replaceable everyone else is.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Their value pales in comparison to hers. Uh-huh. So if anything, you described it perfectly. But kind of ask you a less serious question, what's your relationship with money, or more accurately, wealth?
I mean, we can take it even back to my mother again. Like, when she was doing that crying, it was crying over bills and shit like that. All right, it was crying over like feeling like she not doing a great job in regards to me. That's experiences that me and her had to have. And it's so unbelievable at times to certain people that I'm telling you. It's like, these people like family members, brothers, because essentially I have 4 older brothers, 5 older brothers before on my mother's side. I have 4 older brothers, right? And all of them were out of the house. It's like sometimes they can't even believe that's my story. Like, it's almost if I'm making it up. I'm like, nah, it's true. You know what was going on, nigga. Like, you could say that shit to make yourself feel better about circumstance, but you know what the fuck was going on at the house. You know how we was struggling. But my relationship with money is the most money. People say money don't bring happiness. It does. Like, that's my feeling on it. Money does bring happiness. It'll bring you happiness in the sense of, if I had money right now, I can put my mama in a better situation. You know, that would make me happy. That's the most stressful thing in my life right now, what's going on with my mother. But if I could have money right now, I can put her in a better situation. That would make me completely happy all the way around. So my relationship with money is stemmed off of how I grew up. A lot of people don't understand money is everything because we live in a capitalistic society. Money is everything that we have now. Well, I do certain, it's limits. I have a price in certain aspects, but I don't have a price in other aspects. You couldn't pay me enough to hurt my people. You can pay me nothing to hurt my people. My people are priceless to me. But you know, some bitch ass nigga, I might put that iron on him for a couple thousand. You never know.
Oh, very Christian of you.
Amen.
What sparks your mind, your creativity?
Now, see, that shit change every day. Every day that shit change. But I'm gonna speak for what I'm feeling today in regards to what sparks my creativity. Like, right now, I think just having people who are on one accord with me, around me, and who genuinely want to try and do. Like, I see things that's very difficult for the people that I do business with, that I'm in the podcast with. I see shit that's difficult for Roscoe, but he still makes an effort to try to do it. Right now in this moment, seeing him sit up and carry a conversation by himself without me and genuinely trying to make an effort to do that sparks my creativity. I get motivated and I get excited about the people around me doing that. It's like a bunch of energies coming together and I'm charged up, you know? So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now at this moment. But that shit changed every day though. Some days it could be just maverick. Some days it could just be like, I want to get rich as fuck so I can get the bitches. And that's why I'm gonna be creative today. So you never know, but right now in this moment, that's what that is. Yeah.
I like it. All right. So I guess to conclude it, what's next for you?
More money, more bitches. No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. That's actually the truth.
I know you're
more
not
money
joking.
and more bitches.
Everybody know you're not joking.
I think what's next for me is power. That's the word that come to my mind. The first word that come to my mind, power. I'm not a man who seeks power. I'm not a man who wants power. But I think that's what's next for me. That's what I see in my future, power. And I don't know in what sense that is. It's just power.
I think it's a matter of necessity and inevitability, not necessarily you wanting it. Because like, one of our guests said, you're an influencer. We all are. Any person who speaks and, shares their thoughts to any degree, you're an influencer. You can't just halfway live that, you know what I mean? Yeah. You just got to accept that role. So I think, I definitely see what you're saying with power. Power is calling you to you, not necessarily you calling to it.
Right. Yeah. I see power in my future. Listen, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Keenan, first for taking out the time to sit up and, ask me these questions and do all of this. This is extremely important. As I said, we want to give the people that know us or that see us every week on the show, we want to give them a chance to get a chance to know us in a more intimate way, in a more intimate setting, and our thoughts. Because you get to see, T on there talking about women and wild and all that. But I want to get more personal, and this is why we came up with these concepts. And if you're watching right now, I want you to do one thing. I need you to do one thing. Subscribe, like, comment, share our shit. Understand what we're saying, receive what we're saying, and have an opinion. You don't have to agree. Have an opinion. That's all I need. Just have an opinion. Comment that opinion. Text me that opinion if you have my number. If you don't, DM it to me or DM it to the page. Thank you for listening and being with us to this point. The growth and everything has been crazy, and I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Listen, this is the ChoppedByT podcast. Until next time.